Hey guys, it's Michael. Today's your Sunday, May 24th, Memorial Day weekend stimulus package update. And you thought we wouldn't have a lot of new information to cover because Congress is currently not in session, taking a recess because of Memorial Day weekend. But actually, we have a lot of important information to cover, a lot of new information between states reopening, Republican senators and what they're saying about a second stimulus package, and Donald Trump. So I want to keep you up to date on what's happening, so please be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to my channel so you can be notified when new videos come out and so you can make more money. Anyways, let's jump right into it and let's go over financial and economic news first, and then we're going to get into what Republican senators are saying about a second stimulus package. So with the financial and economic news just came out that a Baptist church service in Germany led to more than 40 infections of the virus. In the church where the infections took place, this area has been allowing church service for a while now with special guidelines, including people have to stay 5 feet apart and that the church has to have disinfectant readily available. So they're following all of the guidelines in place, yet 40 new infections occurred because of one Baptist church service. And in the area where this church is, there are very few Baptist churches. So people came from outside of the city, from other cities 15 miles away. And while there were 40 new infections, 17 of these infections were in surrounding cities, not even in the same city that the church took place, because people from all over were coming to this church. And this is coming off of news of Donald Trump saying how churches are essential services and how they have to reopen back up. So this is interesting to see how churches in other countries, how they're reopening and people are getting infections because of this. This church in Germany actually recently went back to online services because of the new infection. So it'll be interesting to see because Donald Trump is pushing for all churches to reopen. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. In states, reopening has been occurring all over the country, and with Memorial Day weekend, there's a lot of information to cover. In Minnesota, Governor Tim Walz said that he would allow houses of worship to open up this weekend, according to what Donald Trump had said and with his guidelines there. In New York, Andrew Cuomo, what he said is that gatherings of up to 10 people would be allowed, provided that social distancing and protocols were covered. So this is big news for New York because New York has been shut down for the longest period of time and they've had extreme social distancing, and we know that New York City is a very, very populated, one of the highest populated cities in the US. So it'll be interesting to see how that happens if cases increase. And then finally, in Florida, Memorial Day weekend, we all know the beaches. Yesterday in Florida, the beaches were packed. A county beach official named Andrew Ethridge told the Dayton Beach News-Journal that in Florida, without a doubt, this is one of the busiest weekends he's seen ever in many, many years. He said we have over 47 miles of beaches in Volusia County, and every single bit of all the beach is covered with thousands of people, huge crowds. He said people were not wearing masks, and it was one of the busiest weekends ever. So we see that everyone is going out, even though we're still supposed to be abiding by social distancing protocols, wearing masks. Once everyone says everything's reopening, states are reopening, no one's wearing a mask and people are just doing whatever they want. So it'll be interesting to see if this causes a huge spike in the number of cases. We'll have to see how this goes. Next up is that interesting news with testing and tracking number of the virus cases. It was reported that the Center for Disease Control is combining tests that detect active infection with those that detect recovery from the virus. So basically what this means is that they're using data, combining data that tests for people who actively have the virus and people who have antibodies and who have recovered. However, according to scientists say that this data should never be combined, should never be mixed when trying to track this virus. They said by combining these two numbers, by combining the active number of cases with antibodies, people who have antibodies, well, what this does is it actually counts some people twice. And it says that more people were tested than they actually were, because some people may have the antibodies in their system and they still could have the active virus. So that means some people could be counted twice in a number of these cases. So actually the number and percentage of the population who it says has been tested for the virus actually increases. Moving on, as well, we're all waiting for our second stimulus check. We're hoping that Congress moves along, gets this second stimulus package passed. Congress is taking a recess for Memorial Day weekend. President Trump What is he doing? Well, President Trump arrived at the Trump National Golf Club in Sterling, Virginia. This was one of his first outings to one of his privately owned golf courses since the outbreak of the virus started in early March. And this is important because the president's return to one of his properties and playing golf and to normal activities gives us all the sense that we all can be returning to our normal activities, doing what we want to do, going outside. So this is important because it signals to the rest of the country that we all could be doing the same thing. And this is interesting because the golf course he decided to go to actually is in a region with the highest percentage of cases, of the virus cases. So this is very interesting. This is very frustrating because senators, people in Congress, the president, they're out playing golf, doing whatever they want, and we just want them to debate and get this second stimulus package pushed through already. The other day, Mitch McConnell, Stephen Mnuchin, Jerome Powell, the president, everyone's saying how we're going to get immediate support. They're trying to get us more stimulus payments, yet they're going out playing golf, doing whatever they want on Memorial Day weekend. You would think that they would be a little more active, more urgent in trying to get this stimulus package with nearly 40 million people unemployed. But I guess they're taking a break, they're playing golf, and hopefully they get back to this soon. Moving on, let's get into the second round of stimulus checks. We have a couple of pieces of information to cover with senators, what they said about a second stimulus package, and we're also going to cover what is going on right now with the second stimulus package. So to date, the IRS has delivered more than 152 million stimulus payments to individuals and a total dollar amount of $257.9 billion. Based on this alone, it's actually a great sign for a second round of stimulus payments. Why? Well, because they had $300 billion in the CARES Act designated for direct stimulus payments. And in yesterday's video, I spoke about how the Senate Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell, stressed to the president that the next virus relief package, that the next stimulus package cannot exceed $1 trillion and it should be narrowly focused on getting money into people's hands immediately. So it says no more than $1 trillion and it should focus on getting money to people. So this is important because they're saying that we have $1 trillion maximum. It can't exceed that for a second stimulus package. And when looking at the first package, it used $300 billion for direct stimulus payments, and that gave us the $1,200 stimulus check. So if you look at those numbers, if they have a total of $1 trillion that they are planning on spending, that they feel comfortable spending on a second round of stimulus payments, well then technically they could send out 3 times as much stimulus payments if this second stimulus package was only focused on direct payments. It is very unlikely that they will pass a second stimulus package based only on giving us direct stimulus payments. But if they were, well, they could give us more than $3,600 in a one-time payment because doing the math, $300 billion times 3 is $900 billion. And that is still less than the $1 trillion threshold, and that would be able to give us all a $3,600 payment. Moving on, is good news in the Senate is that some Republicans in the Senate are speaking about pushing to take more action and draw up details for a new stimulus package soon. Senator Roger Wicker from Mississippi says, "I think June doesn't need to come and go without a phase 4 package." He says that we need to get one in June and that he thinks it's very likely that a second stimulus package could happen in June. So this is good news. Senators are talking about this. Moving on to Senator Cory Gardner and Susan Collins of Maine. They have also been especially eager to talk about a second stimulus package and how it will happen. This is mainly because they're both facing tough re-elections, but with elections coming up, that actually is going to have a big impact on a second stimulus package for all of us because senators are going to be more likely to pass more money and give more money to the people if it makes it more likely that they will be voted in again. So anyways, Cory Gardner and Susan Collins, what they said is that Congress has a tremendous responsibility to help mitigate the impacts of the crisis on our states and our local communities and on the families they serve. So basically what they're saying is that Congress has a responsibility to give more money to the people to help people out during this crisis, during this difficult economic time. And then Susan Collins also said in a floor speech earlier this week that we must not wait and that we should act now. So this is great because people in the Senate are talking about a second stimulus package and how it is very likely that one will pass and how we need to get one passed very soon. Anyways, that is what's going on in the world today. Just a quick update, a couple of pieces of information from senators with states reopening and a second stimulus package. With regards to our $1,000 giveaway from the other video I posted yesterday, I just wanted to announce that we did not reach the number of likes that we set in order to give away this money. So we're going to do another video either later today or later this week. So keep an eye out for my videos that I'm posting, because I do giveaways without announcing them prior to the video. So make sure you stick around, you watch my videos so you can see if we have any more giveaways. Don't forget to get your 2 free stocks valued up to $1,400 when you sign up for the Webull investing app, 1 free stock when you sign up for Robinhood. Check out our links down below and join our Power of Finance investors group, as well as our Discord group community chat. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like the video down below, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.